I watched my mother's hands tremble, and I could not breathe. Diana Barra did not tremble. Not at funerals, not at diagnosis, not at the kind of news that brought other women to their knees. She was the woman who held everybody else together. Watching her hands shake in her own kitchen over a question I had asked, that told me everything I needed to know about how deep this went. And then Jordan stood up. Not fast, not aggressive, just slow and deliberate the way he did everything. He stepped between me and my mother like he had done it before, like it was a position he knew by muscle memory. He looked at me and said, "Not tonight, Sim. She is not ready for this tonight, and neither are you." I told him he did not get to decide that. He said, "I know, but I am asking you anyway. Give her until tomorrow. I promise you will have every answer you came here for, just not like this." I looked past him at my mother. She had her back to me now, both hands pressed flat on the counter, head down. Her shoulders were rising and falling slowly, like she was counting her breaths. I had never in my entire life seen my mother need a moment to collect herself. I grabbed my purse and I left. Marcus was sitting on the couch when I walked in. The lamp was on. He still had his gray suit on. Jacket off, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened. He looked like a man who had been rehearsing what to say for hours and still was not sure he had it right. He stood up the moment he saw me. He said my name, just Simone. The way you say someone's name when everything else you prepared has suddenly left you. I set my purse down on the table by the door. I took off my gold earrings one at a time and set them down next to it. I stepped out of my heels. All of this without looking at him, without saying a single word. Because I had learned something about myself that night. When I am hurt past a certain point, past the place where tears make sense, I go quiet. Not cold, not angry, just quiet. Like my whole body is conserving energy for whatever comes next. Marcus took a step toward me and said, "Please, just let me explain." I finally looked at him, and I said, "Not tonight, Marcus." Then I picked up my purse, walked past him down the hall, and closed the guest room door behind me. I heard him stand there for a long time before he finally walked to our bedroom alone. The bedroom that suddenly felt like it belonged to a version of us I was no longer sure had ever been real. I do not know what time it was when my phone rang. Late enough that the whole house had gone completely still. Late enough that the only light was the pale glow coming under the guest room door from the hallway nightlight. Late enough that my body had finally stopped bracing for something and started drifting towards sleep. The number on the screen was one I did not recognize. No name, no area code I knew, just digits. I almost did not answer. And then something, instinct, curiosity, that same pull that had made me look up toward the restaurant entrance 3 nights ago, made me press the green button and bring the phone to my ear. The voice on the other end was low, careful, like someone speaking from a room where they did not want to be heard. It said, "You need to ask Marcus where he was the night Jordan left town 5 years ago. Not what he told you, where he actually was, because those are 2 very different things." And then the line went dead. I sat up in that guest room bed in the dark, holding a phone that had already gone silent. My heart was beating so loud, I was certain Marcus could hear it through the wall. I tried to call the number back. It rang once. Then a recording. "This number is no longer in service." I set the phone down on the nightstand and stared at the ceiling. Somebody out there knew something about Marcus Webb that I did not. Somebody who had my number. Somebody who knew exactly which night to ask about. And the thing that scared me most, the thing that kept me wide awake until morning, was that the voice on that phone had not sounded like a stranger. It had sounded like someone who knew me.